Hello and welcome to the last video on sales skills. I hope you have watched my previous tutorials and training videos in which we talk about the general sales process and about Java West company overview, their product, services, features, and their different investment portfolio, their benefits. Then we get some competitors analysis. Now, this one is the most important video which can improve your professional and personal skills as well. So, the video is on important skills for salespeople. But it is not only for salespeople, it can be for all other person who want to enhance their personal skills as well. Because when you are a good person, you can be a good salesperson as well. Like when you have a good communication skill, you have a good dressing sense, you have good gestures, and you have empathetic mind, responsible, these confidence. When you all these have, then you can be a good salesperson. So my name is Halilullah, and I'm CEO of business advisory firm in Pakistan. So starting with the video, the basic skills which I am going to share with you today. The first skill is understand what buyer wants. Okay, and first time when there was no concept of customization, people were producing a lot of products and they thought, they perceived that these products will make their customers, will generate customers, but that was not the case. Lot of products available, less customers available, so you have to make according to your demand. This is for other businesses. For this Jarvis businesses, you have to understand what the person or the investor wants. Okay, so understanding the buyer is the foundation of effective selling, but it involves more than just knowing who the buyer is. Instead, it is about identifying the experience the buyer wants to have as they consider making a purchase in your market. Your buyer, okay, seller and buyer responsive manner. Your buyer has a set of expectations about the experience and your job as a salesperson is to exceed those expectations. Your job as salesperson is to exceed those expectations. You cannot exceed them if you don't understand the experience that the buyer wants to have. When a salesperson understands the buyer, they can engage in buyer responsive selling. The idea here is to provide the buyer with what they want and when they want, the time and the product. If, for example, your buyer needs a trial, okay, to evaluate your product but cannot allocate more than 30 minutes to it, give them a free trial with a strategy that is easy to set up, easy to use, and demonstrates the value of the product in 5 minutes or less. Understand? Okay. Establish trust with the buyer. Buyers like to do the business with people they trust. Okay, how you will make trust with them? By giving them some ideas that why your business is good, why it is reliable, why it is profitable. So good salespeople view their ability in establishing trust with the buyer is a core skill of sales. The ability to positively engage other people. This is all about relationship building. We are talking about relationship building now. The ability to positively engage other people, building long-term relationships, and form mutually beneficial networks which find request used in any salesperson's workflow. From meetings, clients, and gathering referrals to soliciting advice and achieving team objectives, relationships building skills enable a salesperson to accomplish tasks easier and make better informed decisions. Relationship building involves trust, rapport, and a genuine desire to help other people. Relationship building leads to relationship selling. So don't think it's just a bunch of fluff. Just create opportunity if you play your card right. It's an important thing. So, fifth one is be socially active with the target buyers. Okay? Social media has given rise to the find of social selling. You have different platforms like LinkedIn, like Facebook, like WhatsApp business, like Instagram, lot of. You can go there and expand your business by best communication skills. A lot of salespeople view their participation on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn as one of the more effective sales skills. Some of best salespeople do things like organize dinners for groups of buyers they are interested in getting to know. Very little selling takes place at these many events. Buyers don't want the generic message. You have to make it personalized interactions. Buyers don't want the generic message or sales pitch, they want something that's specific to them. One way to accomplish is view messaging and content that is specific to the buyer's demographic and to your sales efforts. Help prospects to achieve next steps. In B2B setting, this might involve using specific industry. Example, on the consumer side, it might involve tailoring how you communicate with your buyer depending on their age and gender. You can also reference recent events in the buyer's personal or professional lives depending on the sales context to personalize your interactions. This statement was with the sixth skills is personalized interaction. Now we go through the help prospects achieve next step, how it is possible. It is no longer good enough to agree on next steps. You actually have to help the buyer achieve those next steps. You have to help them in achieving this next step. Let's say a buyer you have been working with needs to get the CEO, Chief Executive Officer, approval before they make the final decision. Now you have an opportunity to make it possible. How? You should provide the buyer with information, content, and tools that they will need to persuade the CEO that your product or services is the right one. 8th skill is use sales technology to boost productivity. Many sales organizations use technology to become more efficient and shorten the length of average sales cycle. Salespeople who can use technology to become more productive have a significant advantage over their peers, as they are able to spend more time selling. 9th, link daily activities to quota of selling. Achieving quota is not something that magically happens at the end of the month or a quarter. The best salespeople focus on daily tasks or activities they know will set them up to achieve their quota. Their sales skill is usually learned over time, but it's invaluable. For example, a sales professional might know that if they have a certain number of meetings with the prospect this month, they will allow them to achieve quota for next month. Next thing is storytelling to your customers. Selling not only requires showing the features of your products but also convincing customers that these features will solve their problem or will benefit them in some significant way. In most cases, you need to articulate your message by telling a story that deeply resonates with your target audience. A lack of baseline communication skill is a glaring red flag of anyone planning to enter the world of sales. Collaborations is one of the important, it's important for all over the organization. Sales team rarely operate as one person army, hence the ability to align one person's goals, workflows and schedule with those of others as an important skill for the sales professionals. Sales teams follow a game plan that assigns different roles and requires different outcomes from members. Most of these roles and outcomes are dependent on each other for collective success. This means that the lack of teamwork and flight leadership will likely lead to unwanted outcomes and missed objectives. Prospecting is another skill. Prospecting helps you fill your customer pipeline with entities that may be interested in your product. The selling process practically starts at this stage. The skill is staple across all roles but as critically important for sales representatives. Lead qualification is one important part of this. This allows sellers, to gather and analyze information about the prospect that will show them which available solution or product features directly addresses a prospect's pain point. It may also indicate whether there is a mismatch between your product and the prospect, allowing sellers to save time by referring the prospect to other solutions providers and focusing on the next lead. There are a lot of other skills, like you have to be confident while communicating. You have to learn the language of everyone. You have to communicate in their language, to adopt their culture. You have to provide them the benefits. These are all different skills, but these are some skills which are necessary for a salesperson to be more successful and effective. I hope you learn a lot from this training. This was a short training, but I know that I have added only important points for this training, and I hope you would practice that and would keep them in your mind while you are communicating with your client or customer. I wish you best of luck for your sales and your future and your professional and personal development. Thank you so much. Had a great time.